everybody, and we right back at it with another one, man. Hey, if you like the videos, click the thumbs up. If you want to see some more, click the subscribe. Go ahead and click the bell notification icon. And other than that, we're going to go ahead and jump straight into today's video, man, which is the Lil Baby and NBA Youngboy beef is about to get deadly. Man, what? Man, we gotta do better. We gotta do better, man. Hey, but other than that, we're gonna go ahead and jump into today's video. So, boom!
Lil Baby just dissed NBA Youngboy on Twitter and trying to get his new weak-ass album to sell. But instead, this whole thing might just come bit Lil Baby in the ass. We all know he was trying to be back cool with YB lately, but YB wasn't going. And now, after he dissed him, it looks like this shit might really get deadly. Y'all remember when Lil Baby said, if somebody died, I'm gonna pick a side?
And ain't into like two rappers beefing? Like, don't miss me with it.
Why?
If somebody died, I'm gonna pick a side.
Well, that statement just came back to bite him in the most embarrassing way possible, and now this whole situation is about to get real messy, real quick. See, Baby thought he could play both sides of the fence. First riding with Lil Durk when it was convenient, then trying to hop on NBA Youngboy's wave when Durk got locked up. But YB ain't having none of that fake energy, and what happened next exposed Baby as the biggest industry groupie we've seen in a minute. Stick around till the end because I'm about to break down how this whole mess started, why Baby's looking real goofy right now, and how one simple Instagram might just turn this from industry politics into something that could get deadly for real. Let's get into it. Now before we dive into this mess, let me paint the picture of how we got here, because this story goes way deeper than y'all think. Lil Baby and NBA Youngboy actually had a solid relationship back in the day. These two were collaborating, showing each other love, and everything was cool between the 4PF and the 4KT camps. They had mutual respect, similar come-ups from the South, and both were grinding their way to the top without major label politics getting in the way. But all that changed when King Von got killed by Lil Tim in November 2020. See, when Von got shot outside that Atlanta hookah lounge, it wasn't just some random street beef. This was connected to the ongoing war between NBA Youngboy's crew and Lil Durk's people. Von was Durk's right-hand man, his day one, his brother from another mother. When Tim pulled that trigger defending Quando Rondo, it sent shockwaves through the whole industry and forced everybody to choose a side.
I had a crazy idea. We were surprised that no one had done it before.
Success?
The backstory here is crucial, gang. Von had been going at Youngboy on social media for months, trying to get that viral moment by pressing YB's artists. The tension had been building since YB and Quando Rondo's friendship became public knowledge. Von saw an opportunity to make a statement when he spotted Quando at that hookah spot. But what was supposed to be a quick fade turned into something way more serious when Lil Tim stepped in to protect his homie. That night changed everything. Suddenly, the hip-hop industry wasn't just watching some Twitter beef, they were dealing with real street consequences, and that's exactly when Lil Baby made his choice crystal clear. Baby made his position known when he dropped Voice of the Heroes with Lil Durk in June 2021. This wasn't just some regular collaboration, this was a declaration of war disguised as an album. The cover art alone told the whole story, both of them rocking their gang sweaters, Durk in his OTF gear and Baby in his 4PF fit. Prosecutors probably framed that image because it made their job easier. But more importantly, it showed the streets exactly where Baby's loyalty stood.
You can get like, and I ain't into like two rappers beefing. Like, I ain't into that. Like, I ain't, like, don't miss me with it.
Why?
If somebody died, I'm gonna pick a side. For real. If somebody died, I'm gonna pick a side. Other than that, don't miss me with that shit.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I get it.
The timing of this project was everything. This dropped just months after they had tried to eliminate Quando Rondo in that Georgia shooting where over 100 shots were fired. The feds were already building their case, and here comes Baby and Durk with a joint album basically admitting to everything in their lyrics. On that project, Baby was right there co-signing Dirk's threats against Quando Rondo and the whole NBA crew. They were talking about spinning on the ops, making references to shooting up Quando's Rolls Royce after that Angela Yee interview, where he explained the Vaughn situation. Dirk was spitting bars like, "That Rolls better be bulletproof, we gonna shoot at them stars," a direct reference to Quando's interview in that luxury truck. But Baby wasn't just a passive participant. He was adding his own energy to the threats, talking about riding through cities with switches on the Glocks, making it clear that 4PF was locked in with OTF for whatever came next. This was less than a year after Vaughn's death, and Baby was all in with the revenge talk, showing he understood the assignment. The lyrics got even more specific when they brought Meek Mill into the mix. Meek was on there talking about spinning for Vaughn and spinning for Shaw, making it clear this wasn't just rap music. This was a coordinated response to what happened in Atlanta. They were telling the world that Vaughn's death wouldn't go unanswered, and Baby was co-signing every word. But here's where it gets real spicy. NBA youngboy wasn't just gonna sit back and let that slide. YB had been watching the whole industry turn against him, seeing rappers who used to show him love suddenly picking sides based on politics instead of principles. So when Voice of the Heroes dropped with all those threats, YB knew he had to respond. In response to that album, YB dropped his legendary diss track, I Hate Youngboy, and made sure to call out Lil Baby specifically. He said, "Baby, he with him, 4PF. 4 poles firing," basically telling Baby that since he chose Dirk's side, he was now an enemy too. But YB didn't stop there. He went at Gucci Mane, calling him out for switching up. He dissed the whole Atlanta scene, letting them know that their fake love was noted and remembered. What made YB's response so powerful was that he wasn't just talking, he was backing it up with actions. DJ Academics reported that YB had turned down collaboration opportunities with Baby specifically because of this beef, showing that this wasn't just rap lyrics. This was real street politics affecting business decisions.
Youngboy told me when Lil Baby hit him up for a feature, bro. And I remember he told me, he said, "Yo, Ack, I'm not doing music right now." And I remember saying, yo, Youngboy, if you don't can do a song with Lil Baby, nigga? Cause I gave him a whole list. I remember I sat in the car with him. I told him a whole list of niggas who he should do songs with. And I remember him telling me, he was like, yo, you know, I can't do a song with him cause like, yo, so he was telling me what type of beef. So I was like, oh shit, I didn't know the beef was that deep. I'm like, all right, I get it. But I'm telling you the facts.
The industry started choosing sides, and most of them went with Dirk because he had more connections and seemed like the safer bet. But YB didn't care about industry politics. He kept dropping music, kept building his fan base, and kept showing that he didn't need their approval to succeed. Now fast forward to 2024, and everything changed when Lil Durk got arrested on those federal murder for hire charges. The feds came with a 17-page indictment detailing how OTF was allegedly operating as a criminal enterprise, how they used credit cards to book flights for shooters, and how they coordinated the attempted murder of Quando Rondo in Los Angeles. Suddenly, Baby's main ally in this whole situation is looking at potentially never coming home. And that's when fans started noticing some real suspicious behavior from the 4PF camp. The streets have eyes, and social media makes everything visible. So when Baby started moving different, people peeped game immediately. People started pointing out that Baby had unfollowed Lil Durk on social media and was now liking NBA Youngboy's posts. We're talking about the same dude who was just threatening YB's people on songs, now double tapping YB's Instagram pictures like some kind of fan. The optics were terrible, but Baby kept doing it anyway. The streets noticed, the fans noticed, and most importantly, NBA Youngboy noticed. But instead of calling Baby out directly, YB decided to handle it in the most disrespectful way. We could go! Way possible, by coming to Baby's own city and showing him what real power looks like. When YB came to Atlanta for his concert, he decided to send a message that the whole city would hear. This man performed I Hate Youngboy live on stage in Atlanta, Lil Baby's own backyard, and dissed not just Baby, but Gucci Mane, 21 Savage, Lil Durk, King Von, and basically everybody who had picked sides against him. The disrespect was unreal, but what made it even worse for Baby was the context. YB had just received some kind of recognition from Fulton County representatives before the show, with officials talking about honoring him on behalf of the great state of Georgia. The city of Atlanta had to put out a statement clarifying they weren't involved, but the damage was done. YB had official recognition in Baby's own city. Then YB got on that stage and went off. He performed that diss song with the same energy he brings to his biggest hits, and the crowd was eating it up. Think about how embarrassing that must have been for Baby. Here's a dude who was just talking about spinning on YB's people, and now YB is in his city, on his turf, dissing him to his face while thousands of people cheer.
What do you mean you don't fucking care? Like, this is a huge situation. That's when I realized, yo, bro, Youngboy's just on a different type of time.
And Baby couldn't even respond because he was too busy trying to play the reconciliation game. That's some real groupie behavior right there. The streets started calling him...
No, that's ain't no groupie shit. That's some grown man shit. Y'all gotta stop listening to this internet. Y'all gotta stop listening to that internet shit, bro. They want y'all to asses to keep beefing. They want us to keep staying in that same little spicy ass circle so they can keep getting some shit to watch. I'm just saying.
Wishy-washy and questioning his authenticity. How you gonna go from threatening somebody to trying to be cool with them just because the situation changed? But the most recent development is what really shows how desperate Baby has become. A troll page that's also an NBA Youngboy fan decided to mock Baby by posting that his new album, It's Only Me, outsold Youngboy's recent projects. The post was obvious bait, designed to get a reaction, and any smart person would just ignore it, but not Lil Baby. This man actually responded and said he outsold YB in one day with only 15,000 sales. Let me break down why this response was so stupid on multiple levels. First off, 15,000 sales in one day ain't nothing to brag about in 2024. That's actually pretty weak numbers for someone of Baby's supposed status. For context, YB regularly moves more units than that with his surprise drops, and he's doing it without major label promotion or industry support. Second, he's responding to obvious trolls, which shows he's in his feelings about the whole situation. Real players don't engage with fan pages and troll accounts. That's beneath someone who's supposed to be a top-tier artist. Third, he's basically admitting that he's paying attention to every little thing YB fans say about him, which is the definition of being pressed. When you're secure in your position, you don't need to defend yourself against random social media posts.
Okay. Your favorite album? That boy gonna be able to talk whatever the fuck he talking about, cause you know I'm that thing, bitch. I'm gonna leave it at that.
The response also showed that Baby is feeling the pressure from YB's recent success. While Baby's album sales have been declining, YB has been selling out arenas and building a cult-like following that doesn't depend on radio or industry politics. The streets are calling this behavior exactly what it is, fake and opportunistic. 1 minute Baby is with Youngboy, then he's sliding against him with Dirk, and now he's trying to crawl back when Dirk is locked up. That's not loyalty, that's survival instinct kicking in when you realize you picked the wrong side. What makes this even more pathetic is the timing and context. Baby is dealing with his own issues.
It could be deeper than that. It could be a lot deeper than that. Bro could be, I ain't gonna say switching sides, but bro could be like trying to politic with with YB right now more, because who knows what info bro done got about Dirk. You know what I'm saying? Like bro could, all these allegations about Dirk getting it at his own homies and putting hits out on his own peoples and all this extra shit. Like he could just be like, maybe I did start fucking with the wrong nigga and I need to fuck with the real nigga. You know what I mean? Like, hey, that's just my opinion.
In Atlanta right now, the whole Young Thug situation has the city looking crazy, with interrogation tapes and snitching allegations flying around. Thug's RICO case exposed how the industry and the streets intersect in ways that make everybody vulnerable. Baby can't even speak up for his own city's biggest star because he knows it would expose more contradictions in his character. He's been quiet about Thug's situation, probably on advice from his lawyers, but that silence looks weak when you're supposed to be representing for the city. So instead of handling his business at home, he's online trying to get NBA Youngboy's attention like some kind of fan. The optics are terrible and the streets are taking comparing notes. The reality is that NBA YoungBoy is in a completely different league right now. While Baby is struggling with album sales and trying to stay relevant, YB is charging $900 for VIP tickets and selling them out. The demand for YoungBoy is so high that established artists are begging to be openers on his tour. YB has shown that he doesn't need the industry's approval or fake friendships. When the whole industry blackballed him and chose Dirk's side, he kept grinding and built his own empire. He proved that talent and authenticity will always win over politics and connections. Now that he's clearly winning, all these same people who turned their backs on him want to come crawling back. But YB ain't stupid. He sees right through the fake love. He's been moving like he should, with caution and standards, not letting people back in just because they want to ride his wave. So where does
Awaken to a world of wonder in Final Fantasy XIV Online.
this leave us?
YoungBoy is not a cloud chaser. He don't just go for who making the hottest music. Who he fuck with, he'll make music with them all day. I've suggested, I won't mention names because I ain't trying to do all that. I've mentioned names. He said, Ak, who you want me to collab with? I mentioned names. He said, yo, Ak, I can't do that. I said, why? He said, yo, I'm cool with this nigga and that nigga is beefing with that nigga.
Lil Baby has officially exposed himself as one of the biggest industry groupies we've ever seen. He went from threatening NBA YoungBoy's people to liking his pictures to responding to his fans on social media. That's not the behavior of a street dude. That's the behavior of someone who's desperate for relevance and willing to embarrass himself to get it. The streets are saying that when Dirk comes home, if he comes home, he needs to cut off everybody who showed fake
Bruh ain't coming home. I'm just saying, bruh's not coming home.
loyalty during his darkest hour, and Baby is definitely at the top of that list. You can't be talking about spinning on somebody's enemies one day, then liking their pictures the next day when the situation changes. This whole situation shows everything that's wrong with the music industry today. These rappers want to act like gang members when it's
She's showing
convenient
everything wrong with the streets. She's cooked.
for their image. But when real consequences come, they switch up faster than the weather. Baby wanted to be down with the street politics when it was helping his career, but now that it's getting too real, he wants to play the "it's just entertainment" card. But NBA YoungBoy never treated this like entertainment. When he said he was cutting off fake people, he meant it. When he said he didn't need the industry, he proved it. And when he said he was going to remember who was real and who was fake, he's showing that right now. The beef might be about to get deadly, but not in the way people think. It's about to be deadly for Baby's reputation and credibility. In a game where authenticity is everything, Baby just showed his hand, and it's looking real weak right now. What do y'all think? Is Baby wrong for...
I feel like, in my opinion, all this shit's stupid. And I don't know, who is this? This is a very biased fucking video, I believe. And motherfuckers just trying to make Baby look goofy as hell. But me personally, I just feel like, I mean, bro trying to be on some grown man shit and be on some money shit. He really ain't, I don't know. I don't know. But hey, man, what y'all think? Y'all think Baby just being on some groupie shit? You don't think he, you know what I'm saying? All this shit cooked. Man, that's all I gotta say, man. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one, y'all.